and I welcome you to Divine Light Spiritualist Church. If you are new to DLSC or haven't been here in a while, we welcome all of you. Anyone with a mobile phone, please be sure that it's off or on silent. I will now speak the land acknowledgement. With honor and respect, we acknowledge that the land on which we gather today is home to many Indigenous people across Turtle Island. This is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe Mississaugas, adjacent to Mississaugas of Scugog Island for First Nation. This land is and will continue to be home to the Indigenous people. Let us acknowledge the mistakes and traumas of the past with authenticity, truth, and reconciliation. We pay respect to the elders, past and present, recognizing their ongoing connection to this land. We honor the enduring presence of the Indigenous peoples on this land, and we recognize our responsibility to learn from their wisdom, respect their traditions, and support peace. As a spiritual community, we commit to fostering understanding, respect, and unity with all who share this land. Today, our speaker and medium is Reverend Jude Davidson. Our prayer people are Barb and Eric. Please note that the opinions of our speakers reflect their own beliefs, and our speakers and mediums work with spirit in their own individual way. DLSC is not responsible for what our speakers and mediums say. This includes our own ministers and ministerial students. I now call on Barb to say our opening prayer.
Divine Spirit, Mother, Father, God, we come to you today asking for protection. Surround us with your divine light. Encompass us round about with your strength and your shield. Let all who take refuge in you be glad. Let them ever sing for joy. Shelter us, for it is you who receive our blessings. Lord, I ask that you protect us in all ways. Set our minds on the spirit of life and peace. Divine Spirit, this service is now left in your love and care. Amen.
Let's say the Lord's Prayer together now. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. On the inside of our songbooks, you'll see our 7 principles. Let's say them together. We believe in the fatherhood of God, the brotherhood of man, communion of spirits, and the ministry of angels, the continuous existence of the human soul, personal responsibility and retribution. Oh, sorry, I said it wrong. I was turning the page, guys. Okay, compensation and retribution hereafter for all the good or evil deeds done on earth. Eternal progress into every soul. All right, let's sing our first song. So it's going to be on page 69, okay? You can please stand.
Is it I, Lord? will tend the poor and lame. I will set a feast for them. My hand will save. Finest bread I will provide, till their hearts be satisfied. I will give my life to them. Whom shall I send? Here I am, Lord. Is it I, Lord? I have heard you calling in the night. I will go, Lord, if you lead me. I will hold your people in my arms. I will hold your people in my
Now it's time for spiritual healing. Spiritual healing is the most divine aspect of our service. I ask that you refrain from having any conversations during this time. We'll say the first stanza in unison, and then I'll read the names in the healing book. We'll then have a moment of silence, then we'll say the second stanza. I'm gonna grab the book now. Everyone wrote in it, right? In our moment of silence, you can mentally add anyone that is not in the healing book. For those who wish a healing, please you can come to the stool when the healers are ready. For those who do not wish a healing, this time gives you an opportunity to do meditation, okay? And if you have anyone who needs a spiritual healing, you may also receive it for them. So we'll say the first stanza in unison now. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body, and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. Victims and families of the Trembler Ridge: Michael, Michelle, Stephen, Rennie, David, Amber, Jake, Gail, Ryan, Sharon and Bob, Pam, Paul, Jeff, Rhonda, Brenda, Tyrell, Peter, Michelle, Nick, Candace and family, Tasha and family, Amanda and family, family of the baby in Red Zone, Iran, natives everywhere, American friends and families. In soul progression, victims of the Tumbler Ridge, Bill and baby boy. So now for a moment of silence. You can say the second stanza now. I ask the great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust and love in the power of God. Our healers today are going to be Asher and Reverend Dolores. So if you guys can please come up.
Father God, asking healing force. May light limited healing energy flows through all those who sat in our healing flow. May it also flow through those whose names are in our healing book, and to those that we mentally thought of that are in need of healing. The healing Christ is with them, angelic force of healing attend them, and minister to every need of body, mind, and emotion. The healing power is now flowing. Thanks be to God. We now know that wonderful blessings have been received and will continue in accordance with God's will.
So now it's time for our next song, and that's on page 80. Please stand when you found it.
Some say love, it is a river that drowns the tender reed. Some say love, it is a razor that leads your soul to bleed. Some say love, it is a hunger that's aching need. I say love, it is a flower, and you, its only seed. It's the heart afraid of breaking that never learns to dance. It's the dream afraid of waking that never takes a chance. It's the one who won't be taken, who cannot seem to give, and the soul afraid of dying that never learns to live. The night has been too lonely, and the road has been too long, and you think that love is only for the lucky and the strong. Just remember, into winter, far beneath the bitter snows, lies the seed that with the sun's love in the spring becomes the rose.
Now it's time for our inspirational talk. Reverend Jude is a spiritualist reverend with a PhD in theology. She believes in volunteering and giving back to the community. Family and friends are a blessing of life.
First thing I want you to think about right now, what's the longest relationship you've had? I'm doing this in honor of our day yesterday, which is a good day and a bad day, whatever way you look at it. Valentine's Day has come and gone. It's the annual one-day rush of romance, mass frenzy, and sometimes good intentions and very poor results. You go to book a restaurant, it's overbooked. Prices are raised on roses, and then you ask yourself, which color should I give? Ooh, might be I'm sending the wrong color and the wrong message. And half the population is wishing this day would just be over. I want to talk about something far more outrageous. Self-love, and how it applies to you today and every day. Not the frivolous, I'll get myself a latte kind, I need a new shoe or other accessories, although for some people that is exactly what they need and what they get. I am talking about grown-up, emotionally responsible self-love. The truth is, if you don't love yourself, life in dealing with other people, our partners, and dating becomes a disaster zone of memories that don't work and cause us to feel that we are unlovable. When we don't love ourselves, relationships get strange, uncomfortable, and sometimes very awkward. For example, we read a text and we question what it means. What did they think when they sent it? And then we try to decode it. Then when someone takes 20 minutes to reply clearly, you know you are not important. Then they have an accident, or worse yet, did the world come to an end and the internet go down? In that case, like me, you may make a phone call to ensure your message was indeed received. In our mind, we review conversations and the day's events in our head when we should be sleeping, like an ongoing drama series of possibilities in our mind. Without self-love, we treat relationships where we're expecting the other person to do all the emotional homework, since we don't have that skill. You need to love yourself to know how to love others, and we all must learn that skill. But self-love, let's use it as a trick, our own special code. We can appear up and be in our world without fear. We are uniquely ourselves, and we must learn to love that about ourselves. Nobody's us, we are us. And we don't need others to evaluate our experience, our existence. We know who we are, and that is perfectly fine with us. Self-love is not an emotion to work with. It's a practice. Not easy, and it does require effort. It is changing our responses to things. For me, personally, it was saying no. How many of you have a hard time saying no? Worst experience, you go, maybe then no. You've got to learn to say no. Without explaining myself, I've asked people, why did you say no? I don't need to. A no is a no. Let's take it for that. Or making excuses why I couldn't, in which case I'd usually end up doing little lies. Worst thing you could do. A simple no was the answer, all I needed to explain myself. I don't keep my phone beside me continuously. It's a real practice with me. If I don't want to hear or be disturbed, I leave my phone upstairs where I can't possibly hear it or be disturbed. And someone only texts me in the middle of the night, I let it go. Because unless it's a family member with news I am expecting, I have realized that when I get a text late in the night, it's because they don't respect my bedtime. I allow myself to enjoy the foods I like in moderation. As for my sweet tooth, well, it's legendary. I eat one piece of chocolate a day, and I'm telling you the truth on that. There is always chocolate in my bedroom and one piece a day. That is my treat for me, and I'm not giving it up for anybody. Told the doctor that too. Didn't like it, but. And in case you were wondering, if someone noted of me, I talk to myself because I do like myself, and it helps me clear up my mind when I'm thinking. I have learned to stay away from chaos. It doesn't serve me, and even if it's entertaining, and sometimes it is, it will only be fodder for gossip, which I really don't enjoy. You know the way you treat your favorite friend? Which is what self-love is. It's supporting yourself. Talking about yourself in an uplifting manner and protecting yourself from questionable people. I tell people I am kind, but I am not always a likable person, because that means not living within my values. And with acquaintances I have met through other people. Some people won't like me. You know what? I'm okay with that. Loving ourselves means accepting that not everyone fits into our world. Sometimes we try to fit in by making ourselves seem less, smaller, or duller so others can shine, so we fit in. In other words, we make ourselves shrink. We don't need to over-explain our actions and accept crumbs of attention from others we may know. I have a friend who always pretended they were fine with things when they were absolutely not fine. A friend told me, only tell people happy things about your life. Hide when you are not fine. Well, I don't do that. Being fine and not fine is fine with me, because sometimes situations and events side rail us. It makes us human, and without explaining ourselves, how can others understand our behaviors? Self-love will give you more confidence, because you know you are supporting yourself, not abandoning yourself. Loving yourself is a kindness to you. You are worthy of love, and you are the one who can make that your own truth. Setting boundaries is important. It is like a security system for the house. It protects us and lets others know what is acceptable in our world. And when people cross our boundaries, please remember, they're doing it for their own good. If you have a boundary, keep that boundary, because that is yours, and they should learn to respect that. And if they try not to, they aren't worth your time. I have emotional clarity. I know what I need, what I deserve, and what doesn't fit into my life. If it causes more chaos than happiness, then I let it go. I am happier because I love myself. I can see why I choose what wasn't working for me, and what people to include and things to do, because it is calming or makes me happy. My sense of humor returned because I can see the beauty and fun in life. You laugh more when you are perfectly free to be you. Loving myself has affected how I love others. I no longer lose myself to another individual. When I am in love, I am still perfectly me. I don't want them to be a clone of me, and nor do I want to change to be with them. We fall in love with the person. When they start changing and losing themselves to fit in with us, we fall out of love because what we were attracted to is gone. The same applies to us. Keep who you are in all relationships, because that's what attracted that person to you. When you change, you're not the same person. In loving ourselves, we must find out who we are now and what we want with our life. We need to love ourselves for who we are, not a mirror of another we admire to feel love for ourselves. We need to take the time to stop copying someone else's every move that is flattering for about 5 minutes, and then it is intrusive. You need to build your life to reflect your routines, your styles, and your interests. Sometimes, after a long-term relationship, we forget who we were. We need to rediscover the love that was fully ourselves. I was married 40 years. And when my husband left, my mother, who was advanced in age, turned around, and within 2 months she said to me, "Oh my gosh, you're smiling again. You're back to my daughter." Can you imagine the change I made during that relationship to fit in? That my mother didn't recognize me and was so happy I was me again? That was a really defining moment in my life. Now, everyone's individuality is important. That makes your life yours. Loving relationships of any kind need two whole people, not one person trying to merge into the other. Remember to protect your own individuality, your creativity, and your sense of self. This is emotional maturity and love in its highest form. So, as we've just passed Valentine's Day, instead of asking yourself, "Oh, how many people thought about me? Do they love me? Why didn't they react to my text or call? Or they did, should I check? Rethink that? Oh no, don't check it again." And then change your mind and still do what you thought you were gonna do. We can change our mindset to this question: how am I loving myself today? What makes me happy? Do I need to do something? How can I care for myself? This way, you stop pursuing people who treat you like an elective extra because you want a person who walks with you, a partner in this joyful life. People meet you where you are in your life and accept you, and if they don't, please have the confidence to walk away. Every day, not just Valentine's Day, is about love. There are all kinds of love. There's the love of family, most important to most of us, community, where we engage, romantic love, and the love you give yourself, an absolutely wonderful gift. Remember, life is short, and the longest, most personal relationship you will ever have is the one with yourself. So take the time to laugh, to be loyal to yourself, and nurture your growth. They said when I was researching this article that the longest relationship we have is with ourselves. Well, I'm identical twin, was born 3 minutes, so I beg to differ on that one. I'm still the longest relationship, myself and my twin. But you gotta remember, when loving yourself is the foundation of love, every other relationship is free, easier, and healthier for you. Remember, loving yourself makes you the one people notice. They cannot diminish it, and it makes you more lovable. This is the foundation of your life, love in its fullest form. So in conclusion, here is my Valentine's love poem for all of us. I choose myself today with grace, a steady heart, a gentle pace. I walk with a peace, a centered truth, learning to love my inexperienced youth. I walk with pride, nothing to lose, just peaceful love in every move. My spirit has a soft place to land, my faithful soul, my guiding hand. You ask what I undoubtedly see. There is no better Valentine than me. Thank you for listening.
Okay, that was awesome. It's always when I do these chairings, every time somebody comes up and does a speech, it's like super, it resonates so well with me, you know what I mean? Like it's really kind of like amazing how that works out. Okay, so now I'm gonna ask for our material offerings, which is a donation towards the upkeep of the church. I'll ask Carol to collect it.
Thank you.
Infinite Mother, Father, God, we give thanks for this material support, and we ask for your blessings. Prosper and create miracles for the giver of the contributions and their offering of love. Thy uses and purposes guide us in building wisely and firmly our mansions of spirit. In this world and the next, we ask that the monies received move our church forward in the best way possible. We thank you for continuing to provide the material aspect of it, and for keeping our doors open. Amen. I now call on Asher for our announcements.
Hi, everyone. Next week, February 22nd, our speaker and medium is Reverend Brad Gibson, and our chairperson will be Steve Osborne. Tonight at 6 p.m. is our Soul Rescue Circle. If you are unfamiliar with our Soul Rescue Circle, we go into a deep meditation and search for earthbound souls and send them home into the light. This is very healing and sometimes very emotional nights as we serve divine. February 23rd at 7 p.m. is our Spiritual Healing Circle hosted by Bonnie Galka. Galka. And yes. February 27 at 7 p.m. is our fourth installment for Reverend Catherine Awakening Divine Sophia online workshop. Also, February 27 at 7 p.m. is a movie night here at church, and we'll be showing what dreams may come. Saturday, February 28 at 1 p.m. is the fourth installment of Reverend Catherine Awakening the Divine Sophia in-person workshop. It is so fun. We have incredible discussion. The meditation are incredible, and we also do a little somatic work to ground in the Gnostic teaching. This is a beginning special that if you bring two friends that pay their full admission fee of $25, you will be free. It is offered twice, online and in person. You have access to both. It is such an amazing experience. If you call, certainly attend. You can send an email to Divine Light Spiritual Church at gmail to pre-register for this workshop. Also, February 28 at 6 p.m. is our mediumship circle. Whether you are an experienced medium or just looking to get message from the Spirit, this is an incredible healing night. There are two spiritual church in Oshawa. Star of Hope Spiritual Church serve at 7 p.m. this evening. Tonight's speaker and medium is Kelly McCarthy, and chairperson will be Reverend Owen Ryan. And Eternal Life Spiritual Church, the service is the same time as our at 10:30. Next week, February 22nd, Jennifer Ackland is the chairperson, and the speaker and medium is Linda O'Brien. Cabinet, please check the cabinet if you like. There's many things that they're also on sale. If you find anything that you're interested or you call to, you can see any member like board member. And there's also suggestion book. If you have any suggestion, please let us know. Also, there's over there what activity that we do at our church. You can just check it and let us know if you're interested in anything. Church membership is welcome at any time. Membership covers January to December. It's only $15 for a year. See a board member for this. We are a religious body and we offer ministerial program. Our ordained minister having the authority to solemnize marriages, conduct funerals, and naming service. Our website is www.dlsc.co. I know Reverend Catherine do it in a different way. And I feel like now I am under a lot of, spot because I'm comparing myself to Reverend Catherine, how she do the announcement. So,
Okay.
I hope I'm doing okay. Yeah. We are also on Facebook. Thank you for your support and for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for those attending our service. We appreciate every one of you. I send you all angels to help keep you happy through the week and tons of miracles. Little miracles that makes you smile and large miracles that makes you dance and laugh with happiness. God be with you all with so much love. Thank you.
Is there any birthdays or celebrations this week?
Reverend Joe birthday is tomorrow.
Reverend Joe's birthday is happy
Yeah, I hope he's watching.
birthday, Reverend Joe,
Yeah.
the singer, I don't know. Okay, so now it's time for another song, okay? So number 88, when you find it, you can please stand.
There's a line that goes by the front door. Don't forget the keys under the mat. Childhood sunshine, always stay humble and kind. Go to church 'cause your mama says to. Visit grandpa every chance that you can. Won't be a waste of time. Always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the word you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, and always stay humble and kind. Don't expect a free ride from no one. Don't hold a grudge or a chip, and here's mine. Bitterness keeps you from flying. Always stay humble and kind. Know the difference between sleeping with someone and sleeping with someone you love. I love you ain't no picking up the line, so always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. Dreams you're dreaming come to you. When the word you believe is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. When it's hot, eat a root beer popsicle. Shut off the AC and roll the windows down. Let that summer sun shine. Always stay humble and kind. Don't take for granted the love this life gives you. When you get where you're going, don't forget to turn back around. Help the next one in line. Always stay humble and kind.
Now it's time for messages from Spirit. Please welcome Reverend Jude Davidson.
No, I think they clap first. They haven't heard the messages.
We're hopeful.
you, on your right-hand side, you have a lovely lady standing. Now, she's not super tall, but she might be close to my height, but not tall, okay? When she came in, she was standing there, she was rubbing her shoulders, which sometimes tells me there's worries coming down for somebody that I've got the message from, okay? So she's saying, lighten up those shoulders. Now, when she came in, I'm gonna tell you how she was dressed because it might help identify her, because I haven't got the complete identification yet. But it's mother's side of the family, I can tell you that. But she liked rosy, dusty pink color. She's coming in a very light colored outfit. It's not bright or anything, it's very calm coloring, so I'm thinking rosy dust, but I could be quite wrong on that, but that's what I'm getting from her. She liked sweaters because she's got them over her shoulders and she's sort of keeping herself warm. She didn't like to be cold. So she's one of those people that in almost any time of the year would probably have something around her shoulders, because this is what I'm seeing on her. Wasn't particularly into fashion 100%. I'm going to say that she dressed well, but she was not a fashion plate. I'm not seeing somebody that's got tons of jewelry, tons of anything. She's very nice lady. Light colored eyes though. She does not have dark eyes. They're a beautiful light shade. They're almost a greeny blue. They're kind of a tealish shade. They're very pretty eyes, but they're light colored. When she came in, besides touching the shoulder, which tells me, sometimes she says when we get things on our mind, they stay there a little bit too much. And she says, and then they go through her whole damn body. And we, excuse my language, that isn't being recorded. Goes down through your body and you end up, you're sore. And she said, that is tension building in the weirdest little areas. She says, let go of that. She's telling me that you've got a mindset where there's two things on your mind, and one side you're leaning more towards than the other for where you're thinking. And when that tells me, it means it's not a clear-cut decision, a clear-cut thing you're thinking about. There is a choice to be had, and you're weighing out your options. And she's saying, I want you to really look at that scale. She said, if you're not sure about what you're thinking, she says, I want you to write it down. Best possible outcome, worst possible outcome. Choose the one that you, because she was very practical. This lady didn't waste time on things. Like, she sort of could see things very clearly. Like, I'm getting a boom, 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 cut blue, cut blue. Said what she thought though. She was not a, she's coming in very demure looking, but she had an opinion. And when you got her opinion, boy, you got her opinion. You knew exactly where she was coming from. She said, there's where you're going to have to step up a little more. Actually, be you. She said, speak your mind. Don't worry about what other people are thinking, because your truth is your truth. She says, you know exactly what you need for you. You know what's going to make your life better for you. She said, and you've got to look that way for it, because you're a strong person. She said, you're smart. She said, you're very well educated. She says, you know where you're going, what you want. You've got different things in your mind. She said, you can achieve any of your goals. There's not a limit on what you can do. She said, please don't cap yourself. She says, some people cap themselves because they're worried about what other people are going to think, or if they're, she says, don't do that, please. She says, let yourself be you, uniquely you, 100% you. Now, when she came in, she's giving me names. One of them sounds like an M name, but I'm not getting Mary, I'm getting almost like a May or that type of sound, an M-A name, but that's how I'm getting it. It's not 100% clear. Mediumship isn't a telephone call. I wish it was. Well, I'm deaf, so I might not get it. But at the same time, I'm getting an M-A name, so I'm going to say May, that type of name. It's an old-fashioned name, but that's who she's bringing forward. She's also bringing forward Doug, for some reason, the name Doug. So the name Doug's coming forward. So Doug can be person here, person on the other side. When she crossed over, I get the feeling that it was an all-over tiredness. It wasn't a major one event. It's just tired. She was really feeling tired. Like, I'm getting through my whole body, so I'm gonna let that go. But just tiredness. Sometimes when you pass over, it's not a fast thing. It's just a slow decline. She's got a tiredness to her, so it's telling me she was really ready to go. So please don't ever think that she wasn't ready. She wanted to just relax and be at peace again. She did have really definitive faith, but I'm getting a cross sign, so I'm gonna say she was a traditional religion, okay? She was not a spiritualist, but she definitely had a traditional religious base. That got her through everything in life, and she said, your spirituality is gonna get you through. I don't care, like, anybody knows me, I don't care what religion anyone is. I believe if you have a faith, you've got a base and life goes on. She said, you do have a base. She said, so please keep that base going. But she said, remember, please, with this decision, weigh out your options, see where you wanna go. And I'm not getting like a major life decision, I'm getting just a decision you're thinking of and you've got to know. So I'm gonna leave that with you. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Vincent's heads. May I come to you? Yeah. May I come to you?
Oh, yes, you may, sorry.
Okay, sure. Okay, you've got a gentleman standing behind you, very clear, very proud. Oh my gosh, this guy is energy, energy, energy. He was not a wilting wallflower, I'm gonna tell you that. I'm getting, it's the father's side of the family, also getting a brother-like feeling to this gentleman because he's one to the side. When the one to the side, it's usually a brother feeling. This guy could make a room burst out laughing. He had a sharp wit, but he was funny, genuinely funny. Because I'm like just feeling this wonderful feeling. He was not a small gentleman, he had a fairly good frame on him, but lovely, lovely personality. He's the type of guy that walked into a room, all of us would go, wow, this person's here, wow, it's wonderful. He wants to say, you have the same ability, he said, and sometimes you say stuff, gosh, I'm gonna say it before you think. He says, sometimes it just comes out of your mouth and you go, whoop, did I say that? He's saying that is from him. He said, you've got the same lovely wit about you, you see things as they are, you find most things funny, you don't take life too seriously, you sort of roll with the punches. He loves that about you, and he wants to acknowledge that. So that's the first thing he came through with, is a sense of humor, acknowledging yours. He said, you've got a very foot on the ground personality though. You don't put up with much from people, like if you don't like what they do, you let them know pretty quickly. He said, but you're also walking your own path. He said, you're a very determined woman. You have had, he's telling me you've had obstacles. He's showing the obstacles have been there. But he said, you've actually overcome all of them because of the way you think of things. And he's giving you a big handshake on that one. I'm getting months coming through with him. He's bringing forth the month of March. He's also pulling forward into August. So something in March and August I want to bring to you. Dates, I'm getting the 20th, number 20 on it. And I've got a Raymond, somebody named Raymond stepping. That's a name he's giving me. That's a definite Raymond. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that one. But when he came in, he said, the things that you're thinking of doing, and he says, if you've got in any mind a trip, whether it's a small or big one, he wants you to go on it. He said, this is going to be fun for you, and it's going to be kind of revitalizing you. So he's saying, please take that step. Don't hesitate. Everything's going to be fine. He says you're holding up somebody, though. There's somebody you're taking care of. You are really being a support system, because I'm getting my arm feeling like I'm lifting. He said, you're a support system for someone. He said, keep being that. He said, it may seem tiring at times. He said, if it is, get yourself a cup of tea, relax, just breathe through it. But he said, he thanks you for that. So I want you to acknowledge that for yourself, that that is what you're doing, and he sees it. What else has he got? There's a book you could be reading. There's something you should be picking up and going through and looking. And I don't know if it's to do with somebody in your family did something, and you can do something, almost genealogy, the way I'm seeing. There's somebody in your family that's done something that's pretty incredible that nobody's acknowledged. And he said, you should look that up, because it will give you, for yourself, for your family, because he's saying there's in this book, and I'm seeing it very clearly, but there's a member of your family who's been extremely important to the community and to people just the way they thought. He said, go look that up and read about it. He says, because it's going to let you know your own history, where you're coming from and your strength is. So I'm going to read that with you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Sorry, sense of humor. Now come to you. Hi. Right behind you, you have a person dead center. When they're dead center, they are so close to you, they're like a partner. They are just completely yours. there was a relationship that is so strong, but they're dead center of you, they are slightly taller than you. And I'll tell you what, but their head's showing taller than you are, okay? I believe they wore glasses because they're pressing, I want to do this to my nose, so I know they've had a glass. They may have smoked, I'm not positive, but my hand itches. So there's something in between my fingers. But I'm not getting a cigarette smell per se, unless they were an avid writer. But I feel like I'm holding something in my hand, so I want to acknowledge who that is. This is definitely male energy coming through. Very neat, I don't know if you can understand, but they had dead straight shoulders. They didn't slump. Their shoulders were really, really straight. They were a tall person, stood up, didn't bend. And when they came in, they're telling me so much they were authoritative, but they loved to give their opinion. Because even now they're telling me, oh, you should say this, you should say that, you should say this, you should say that. That's opinions coming through, and they're very loud on their opinions. They had quite a few opinions about a lot of things. I'm getting a little bit of a political mindset with this person. He really liked to follow what was happening in world events and had comments for everybody that was doing something, and he would have their nays or yays on that coming in. What is that? I don't know why, but I'm seeing like a hat. It's like something on top of their head, but I'm not quite sure why I'm seeing it, because it's not like they're wearing a hat, but there's like, they might have stacked knowledge, because I'm seeing lots of information on top of this hat, but it's coming in the form of a hat, which tells me it's really solidly in on them, because when I get symbolism that isn't the actual item, it's telling me they read and they're very well educated as far as self-educated. Took in, looked at things, picked it up and knew it. They said, you're the same way. They said, you read and you don't miss lines. You're not picking up a book and going, oh, I'll read that line. You really actually take your time to understand the material. They said, that stood you in good stead most of your life. They said, everything you learn stays with you. You don't lose stuff, you don't forget stuff. You keep a really good chronological list of things that have happened, and you do that with people as well. Like if somebody asked you a past event, you could probably accurately relate most of what happened, but he said your reading and the way you learn things is more visual. He said it's not like doing it as much. He said you could read it and you can learn it. He said that's a skill, and he wants to acknowledge that with you. He's also saying you have some opportunities though right now that you weren't thinking you had. Something's going to be presenting itself, and he's asking you to take a really good look at it. He said because it's sort of coming left field. It's just out of the blue. It's going to come. You're going to see it, and he wants you to really look at it because it's an opportunity for you to help another person, but it's also to grow for yourself. There's quite almost like you were working in the community, you were given an event to do or something. It's going to help you, but it's going to help someone else. It's not singular improvement, okay? So I want to pass that on to you. When I'm getting dates with this gentleman, I'm getting the month of September coming through loud and clear. I'm also getting June. I'm getting number 5 being presented to me. And what's the other thing? Name Betty. Betty, just, it might have been Elizabeth, but they're called Betty. So the name Betty is coming in on it. You've had something happen lately where you have sort of sidestepped an issue. Because he's showing me going like this, it's like sidestepping an issue. You've just sidestepped something. He said, I was giving you a thumbs up on that one. He said, smart move, way to go on that one. And that just came in out of the blue on that one. What else does he want you to know? This hat thing is driving me crazy. I can't pin the hat, and I hate it when I can't pin symbology. But I know it's books, I know it's information. Maybe it's related to the broad shoulders, because it's like you can take a lot on your shoulders. Sometimes people come to you and give you their problems, and he's saying you've got a broad shoulder, you're carrying the load. He said, but sometimes go like that. You don't need all of it. It's not yours. Sometimes you have to let people pick up their own pieces, as hard as it is. He said, because you know how to do things. He said, and sometimes when people come to you, They might ask you to do it for them, and he's saying, don't. Whatever you do, let them learn their own lesson. Because some people never learn their lessons because they're always dumping on us or we're picking up the pieces. He said, let them learn, because he's showing me just that one off. Okay, so ask you to do that. I'm gonna leave that with you. He's a very nice gentleman, but he's very quick, right to the point. Doesn't mince words, never did, and doesn't now. Okay, so, thank you. I have a definite gentleman standing here, partner, had a lot of opinions himself, didn't keep them to himself, didn't wait for people to say, can I help? Can you tell me something? He would tell them, just to tell them. They weren't bad opinions, I'm gonna say that. But I'm gonna say, sometimes you looking on were going, please don't. And he did it anyway, because he's showing me looking your head going, and I'm like, holy cow. You're very honest, man. He wants to say, he's having fun. He wants you to know right now, he is having fun. He is learning, showing he's learning to listen to people a little bit better because he listened to himself more. Now he's listening to others. He's starting to learn that this is where he's got to, this was his learning curve, listening more than responding. He said, you don't have a problem with that. You listen to people. And you don't volunteer unless you're asked. He said, you won't blurt out and say something to somebody. You'll think about it. I think that time you blurt out, it was really important. If it was danger or something that was really going to affect them, you might say it. But he said, most of the time you think before you speak. You just don't let it out of your mouth. He said you evaluate people. When you look at people, you really do see who they are, and you sort of, well, I don't care what they say. We're supposed to judge them, not we all do. You look at people and you see, hey, is this working for me? Is that not working for me? You see them for who they are. He said, that is important. He said, because for you, that's always going to be your clarity, knowing what somebody really is. And he says, and that's such a strong point he's pointing out, so I don't know what's coming up, but he's saying, keep your eyes open. Always keep your eyes open, because there's something, because he's just standing there with like a red flag in front of me. He's like, okay, I'm gonna pass it on. Look for who you're talking to, look for who what they're saying. He's saying, see what they do, not what they say. But he's saying also just pick up on your intuition. So there's gonna be something you're gonna run into, and it's gonna be intuition based on you, where you're gonna say yea or nay, and it's totally intuition. It's just, I've had this feeling before, I know what this is. He said he wants to acknowledge it, you're gonna recognize that. Name. It's almost a male name, but it's a female name. It sounds like a Roberta or something name I'm getting. So I'm gonna say Roberta because it's a male-female name, but I haven't, I'm going with Roberta because that's what I've been given. So I'm gonna say it's Roberta. But he said there's a person you know that has a gender name that could be either way. And he said, and they're gonna be walking into your life. So they could be, Roberta really isn't a gender name, but it is a male-female. Strongness to them. So you're gonna name a person with a name that can be taken either way. And he wants to acknowledge, one of this is they're walking into your life for a reason. There's something they're gonna teach you, and you're gonna learn an awful lot from it. And I'm not getting an old person. I am getting a younger person. I'm gonna say, maybe late teens to mid-20s you're gonna run into. And they're gonna be nice. You're gonna like them. And you're gonna see something in them that's really special. And he says, look for that. Because it's gonna bring a smile to your face. You're gonna go, wow, I like that. That was a neat idea. They're a nice person. And it's gonna be something that's surprising you because you're not expecting it. But it is an odd name. And I just can't quite get that name out. Okay, so I'm gonna let that be with you. December. Something about December. He wants to pass December. It's not Christmas. It's something earlier in December. December was the month he gave me. Number 11. The 11th, so I'm going to give you 11. Something about Fridays for you. He's bringing up Fridays. I don't know what happens on Fridays, but he's bringing up Fridays, so I'm going to give you Friday, because then you should get a day of the week, but he's saying Friday loud and clear, so you're getting it. said, choose one of the pots as your favorite and take care of that. So it's an interest that you're in. So go for the one that really resonates more, he said, because otherwise you're gonna tire yourself out. He said, you don't need to be in the two pots, you only need to be in one. And why he's using pots is but he's using pots. I'm gonna leave that with you because he's sort of stepping aside, but what a sweetheart. I like it. Thank you, Miss Mann. Thank you. One more? One more. Try not to give anybody any note because I don't like knowing anything. Who haven't I given a message to? Wants a message. That's good. Because you was gonna come to you and I think I come to you. May I come to you? Please. Behind you is a lady, definitely. She is a very busy little lady. She knew everything about everybody. I'm getting mother side family, mother feel to them. Very much totally enmeshed around you, but knew everything about everybody. I don't want to use the word gossip, but I'm going to tell you she heard everything. Nothing missed her ears. She was the most observant creature. Because when she's coming through, she's saying, oh, I gotta know about this, I know about that, and she's just itching to share everything. She said, you watch stuff, but you don't repeat it. She would sometimes share the juicy little bits because it was fun, and that was what she liked. She wasn't vicious. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, no, she knew everything. She said, you see everything, but you tend to look at it, and you're looking at people, and you're going, wow, that's different. You're evaluating them, and sometimes it strikes you funny, but you say nothing. You're just keeping it in your head. She loves that about you. She said, so different than her. She said, but boy, she says, have you got that strength? She said, that is a good thing to have, though, because you don't miss things. And then you're aware of what you're doing. She does say you have she's calling a naughty sense of humor. She's saying sometimes somebody will say something, and you'll say it one way, they'll have said it another, and you'll just burst out laughing. She likes that. She's got a nice little twinkle in her eye over that one. She said you can be very expressive when you want to, but sometimes you pull back in. She's saying, let that express out. She goes, you are a really lovely person. And she wants other people to see what she knows. And she's saying, come on, share yourself a little bit. And within your comfort zone, she's being reasonable on this. Well, not really. She's really telling you what she's thinking. She's saying, share yourself. Step out of your comfort zone. Be you a little bit more. She said, because everybody likes it. She says, especially just about dancing. Something about dancing. Oh, sorry. It's just like, whoa. Okay.
I just
Say
yes
no
to-
more. Just say nothing. She's cute though. So it's definitely dancing, but she wants to step out. When she came in, she was bringing through May. Something in May happened, so she wants to acknowledge May to you. I'm getting a cross between June and July, so something almost on the cusp between the 2 months, because I'm getting that in. Getting the number 3, definitely. She said you love Friday the 13th. She said you're one of those. I like it too, so I'm happy to meet that. She said you don't suffer fools gladly, but she said you're not superstitious. You really don't worry about all of that stuff. It is life, and you love everything about it. But she wants you to step out a little bit more. She said you have a question, I'll talk to you about it later, because she says you do have a question. There's something in your head that you're thinking about, and she says she wants you to really think about it. And she's telling me yes. Okay, so I don't need to know the question. She's saying yes. So I want you to acknowledge it's a yes. I'll leave that with you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Messages from Spirit. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our speaker and medium, Reverend Jude Davidson, our spiritual healers, our collection person, Carol, and all who helped in any way, and all of you for joining us. After our closing prayer, we'll sing our closing song, which is on the back of the songbook, God Be With You. I'll call on Eric to say our closing prayer.
Divine Spirit, help us by the power of your Spirit. Keep our minds focused on what is true, what is honorable, what is right, what is pure. We pray that you will guard our souls and keep us safe. Help us find rest in your Spirit. Continue to guide us to live in the spiritual shelter you provide. We embrace your emotional, physical, and spiritual protection. As we depart here today, guide us all safely home to our loved ones. Until we meet again, we're left in your love. Amen.
Okay, so. Alright, so now we'll sing the song in the back of the songbook. You guys can all stand when you find it.
God be with you till we meet again. By his counsels guide uphold you. In his arms securely fold you. God be with you till we meet again. Till we meet, till we meet, till we meet where loved ones meet. Till we meet, till we meet, till we meet. God be with you till we meet again.
God bless you all and have a safe drive home.
Thank you.
Thanks.